Hey everyone, Once Bitten here with Game 4 of the Buckeye Battles tournament. So I'm going against a Warriors of Chaos army in this one, and what you see is almost the entire list, just small, compact, and extremely hard hitting. Before I forget later, if you look at that weird star symbol in the middle of the table, that grants -1 leadership, and we decided that the range of it would be any unit that was actually touching the star. So that kind of comes into play later. I may forget to say it. So starting on his far right, he's got that unpainted unit of warriors. They're marked with corn, banner of eternal flame. Sorry about the fuzzy pictures. My camera was messed up all tournament. Next to them, he's unit of marauders. They also have the mark of corn. They've got a chaos sorcerer of Tzeentch in there. He's got the charm shield, infernal puppet, and the third eye of Tzeentch. Other side of the woods, he's got Chaos Warriors of Tzeentch. They've got the Standard of Discipline, and he's got his two characters in there. I'll go over them later. On the other side of them, there's another unit of Chaos Warriors. This one has no mark, but they have the Banner of Rage. And at the very top of the picture, you can barely see it, he's got another Marauder unit, again with the Mark of Corn. So every unit is frenzied except for the one that his general and his battle standard bearer is bunkered in. So there they are. I forget which model is which, and it doesn't really matter. The Chaos Lord has the Rending Sword, Talisman of Preservation, and the Helm of Many Eyes, and the BSB has the Bronze Armor of Zrak and the Crown of Command. Yeah, so that's a pretty hard-hitting list. As with any army like this, I think the thing I have going for me is my mobility, and so what I hope to be able to do is to gang up on some units, blow by them, and then turn around, and so always, be doubling up on them. So we go to Warriors Chaos turn 1. He moves up, as you can see. I like that he spread out across the whole front. I was able to corner in the right, and so he has a unit of Marauders that's completely out of this picture, and even that unit of Warriors on the left-hand side, I'm hoping to use my Peg Knights just to kind of keep them out of the battle for a while. I'd really rather not have to go against his general's unit because it just kind of scares me, but I probably won't be able to avoid it. So the plan was to definitely pick on the two units on the far right, and that alone I think would get me the points I need. The problem with this too, and I'm not sure that's the case, but yeah, I think it would be. It'd give me 500 points. But the scenario points for this, your general has to kill some stuff. I think he has to kill the enemy general in a challenge. Some more scenario points were based on killing any enemy character in a challenge. So if we want to be in good stead for the overall tournament scoring, we're going to have to get our generals face to face with each other. So on my turn, I can move up, as you see. As usual, I'm trying to move up enough so that I can get my charges off next time and pick and choose the battles I want, and not so far as to be able to get charged. Pegasus Knights, I flew behind his units, pulled my damsel out of the men-at-arms, and then this is still at the beginning of his turn. He declared a charge right there with his general's unit at that unit of knights. He needed a 10 to get it, so I said, yeah, I'll just stay for that one. And sure enough, he makes it. Like, oh no. Yeah, I've lost that unit. There's no way they can stand up to two characters and that big unit of Chaos Warriors. So that's not going to go well. Hopefully I'll be able to just kind of move by them with everybody else and still be okay. Yeah, sorry about these pictures. Yuck. So after combat, yeah, he just destroyed him and then ran him down. I was hoping, if nothing else, to get away. I mean, I have the extra die with the Swift Stride rule, and that would force him on his next turn to, does he charge me again and have to do away with that unit, or does he turn around and face the main battle? But wasn't to be. You can see he didn't roll too awful high. It looks like he moved 7 inches, and I rolled obviously less than 7. So I thought this was getting off to a bad start. So then my turn, I declare charges with all 3 of these units and have 2 failed charges. The BSB, I think, needed a 9. So 50-50 chance of getting that. I failed it. the other ones needed considerably less and failed them. Failed it with my generals. So I was extremely disappointed with this turnout. I don't think a unit of Questing Knights can stand up to a unit of Chaos Warriors, and so failing the charge with my generals unit is going to cost me the Questing Knights. I was hoping to get both of my units into the Chaos Warriors, get my BSB's unit into the Marauders, hopefully blow through the Chaos Warriors and join in that Marauder fight with my generals unit. But again, that wasn't to be. We're treating those ruins as if it were a forest in terms of difficult terrain, and so I lost a Questing Knight there. There we go, another angle. Otherwise, the men-at-arms, I want them to tie up that remaining Chaos Warrior unit. I really don't think I can win it ultimately. They have halberds, so they're at strength 5, so I will get a 5-up ward save. But if I can just keep them tied up for several turns, hopefully can win the other combats and bring some knights over to help out. So yeah, that didn't go well. He kills 3 more knights, and you can see I kill, I think, 1 of his. I felt that was some unfortunate fighting there. And up to this point of the game, I was saying, just this and some things that happened in the Magic phase, I think it really felt like some of the unluckiest I've been ever. And trying not to complain about it at the time, I was just saying, this is just awful. So I guess if you get your good luck, you have to live with the bad luck. So Warriors of Chaos turn 3. On the left, the Chaos Warriors fail their charge against the men-at-arms. Above them, you can see his Marauder units coming in. Otherwise, not a whole lot happening. His general's unit turns to face my BSB's unit, so if I fail another charge, I'm toast. And if I do make the charge, I better beat him, because otherwise his general's unit has a decent chance of charging me in the rear the next turn. So when this battle ended, you can see I killed 1 in this round of fighting, and he broke him and didn't run him down, and I rolled so low that I couldn't even get past my general's unit. So my plan was for that guy just to be dead, or for him to flee through my general's unit. Either way, I could double charge his Chaos unit on my turn. Yeah, that wasn't to be. Or I'm not double charge him, but at least charge him with my general's unit. So on my turn, I did complete the charge with my BSB's unit against the Marauders. Peg Knights charged him in the rear, broke him. I only pursued the Pegasus Knights, and they couldn't run him down. A little bit frustrated with that. I don't want to have to fight those guys again. That's where his Sorcerer is. I was really hoping to get him off the table. The BSB's unit just reforms, so they can help out with the warriors that are going into my general's unit, or I could take him into his general's unit, but I think that would be suicide. So, Warriors turn 4. His Marauders at the very top rally. His Chaos Warriors there on the left easily make the charge into my men-at-arms. And on the right, he charges the lone Questing Knight. And in hindsight, I don't know why I didn't flee that. That would have made more sense. But, I mean, I would have been rallying on double ones anyway. Who knows? So there's a close-up. Yeah, I know he's going to win. I know I'm going to be steadfast. The problem is I'm going to be steadfast on a 6. That's going to last 1 round of combat if I'm lucky, and after that, he'll figure that out and kill my champion. So, he didn't allocate any attacks to my champion. I think it's because he didn't realize the champion has 1 higher leadership. So from now on, obviously he's going to do that. You can see I've got the +1 strength and toughness buff on there, so he actually did not kill many men-at-arms. I think he killed 4. I think he won combat. I was steadfast 6, and I made it. And thank goodness for toughness 4 and for a 5-up ward save. I held him up. I was very happy that I held him up. Being steadfast is wonderful. Steadfast 6 without a reroll is you're pretty fortunate to stay. So I don't know how long I'm going to stay there. These guys kill my Questing Knight, get the charge of my general's unit, and in hindsight, this staying with that Questing Knight may have been the best thing, because now we won't fight this until my turn, and I can charge my BSB's unit into their rear for that combat. So maybe that is why I stood there with my Questing Knight. it's hard to remember why I did everything. So Bretonnia turn 4. He's got the charge of my general's unit, but my BSB unit has the charge into him. My Pegasus Knights at the very, very top go ahead and charge his Marauder unit, and I get in a challenge with my champion and his Sorcerer. There's a blurry close-up there. Not sure I love the odds on that, but I feel like I'm so far behind. He's got a unit of Knights of the Realm and my Questing Knights off the table. I haven't killed anything of his yet. I've got to do something if I want any chance at all of getting a draw in this game. So thought I'd go for it. And here's his Marauders trying to get into the game. They're the ones that started off on the very, very far left, dropped a stone on their heads and took out several of them. So very happy about that. And after combat, so if you look at the lower right, my BSB unit really helped out. You can see I'm losing a lot of knights, but between them and my general's unit, I was able to break the warriors. They ran away from my general's unit, and my BSB's unit ran them down. So I like that because my general's unit, I reformed out of line of sight of his general's unit, and my BSB's unit ran far enough to get out of their charge arc. So very happy with how it turned out. And if you look at the left, my men-at-arms are still sticking around. So there's that battle. And this, you can see I'm missing a lot more. I still have the buff on there. He allocated 2 attacks on my champion and didn't kill him. So still steadfast on a 6, and luckily I was able to make it. So way to go, men-at-arms. I just need to hold this unit up as long as I can to try to give my other units a chance to get rid of his points elsewhere. So Warriors turn 5. He moves his Marauders up. He moves his general. His general's unit either marched up or they tried to charge my BSB's unit. I don't remember which. If you look at the top, we're still locked in a challenge up there. Yeah, so I'm trying to remember details. So then at the end of combat here, you'll notice the Chaos Warriors are gone. Amazing luck. He killed several of mine. Again, I was toughness 4 with a 5-up ward save, strength 5, and with 11 attacks, I hit on enough. And then strength 5, I was wounded on 3s. I wounded enough, beat them, broke them in combat. Remember, they had -1 leadership because of that piece of terrain, and then I was actually able to run them down. And if you thought I was happy when my men-at-arms broke the Blackguard unit 2 games ago, I'm telling you, it took everything I could do not to jump up and down for joy. I was so thrilled. Incredibly lucky. I made so many ward saves. I think my opponent was ready to throw his dice. I just, toughness 4 with a 5-up ward save really helped. So, way to go, men-at-arms. I'll take the luck. You take the good luck with the bad and vice versa, so I'll take it. This combat, you can see I'm getting whittled down. Everybody's sticking around. He's steadfast, of course. Bretonnia turn 5. So at the very top, I take my my Battle Standard Bearers unit in to help out with the Peg Knights. During the magic phase, by the way, I get the regrowth spell off, and I'm able to get that unit back to full strength, the Peg Knight unit. The men-at-arms get into the flank of the Marauders, and I think that very happy with that. I think I have a good chance of breaking them. And then I had a really tough decision to make. I did not like the idea of taking my general's unit into the flank of his general's unit. If I can beat both those other units, that means that all he has on the table is one single unit, and that's worth 900 points, maybe just shy of that. And so I would almost certainly at least have the draw. I mean, things have turned around. I may even have the victory. I wasn't adding the points up in my head. I wasn't sure. But another problem is with the scenario, I think there were 3 points possible if your general kills the other in a challenge. And I don't know if mine has a wonderful chance of doing that. But, I thought I'd go for it. So charge the Knights Errant into the flank of his unit. At the end of combat, of course, he broke the Marauders once they had help. You notice my men-at-arms over there in the woods. I beat his Marauder unit and ran him down, and those men-at-arms are turning into the men of the match. I'm very, very happy with how they did it. Yeah, this one did not go so well. I did next to nothing. I mean, I think I killed one guy. If you look at his unit, I don't know how many he had, but I did not kill very many He reformed, then I reformed, and that is not going to go well for me. The one thing I'm hoping, though, I issued a challenge with my general. He did not accept it with his general. He threw a champion at me. So the next time we go into combat, he's going to accept with his battle standard bearer, and he's doing that because his BSB has immunity to poison and killing blow. So we go to his turn. I actually score 3 wounds on his BSB, one of which was killing blow, which he ignored, and he made all 3 saves on him. Slaughtered the unit, didn't run me down, but there we are. Now both of us thought that this was actually turn 5. So we go to Bretonnia turn 6. So had we ended the game there, I still would have had full points for the My Lord and the Knight Errant unit. So that's probably, I don't know, 500 points that was still on the table. But we didn't. We thought it was the end of 5, so we go on to his turn. I get Dwellers Below off on him and take the unit down some, but really I'm just hoping to get lucky and have his BSB or his general fail their lookout sir roll and be able to snipe them. It's a long shot, but it's really all I have going for me. So we go to his turn, and he declares, he charges my general and the remaining Knight Errant. I run off the board, so he gets those points. Then we go to my turn and cast Dwellers Below. We actually didn't even do it on the unit because it didn't matter. I wasn't going to kill the whole unit anyway, and whatever. But his general fails his lookout sir roll, and he's strength 5, so anything but a 6, and he would pass Dwellers Below, and he rolled a 6. So at this, between all the ward saves my peasants had and this happening with his general getting killed last turn of the game, he was none too happy. We added up the points. This is the only unit he has on the table. It has 1 character. Everything else he had on there is dead, and I won by, I believe, 515 points. You needed 501 for the solid victory, which is as good as you can get. So getting his general on that last turn was absolutely huge. Well, it was the difference between a win and a draw. Now, if we had both realized the game ended on turn 6, it was all a moot point because he would have had the 330 points of his general. I would have had 500 points in my Knights Errant and my general. So either way, it was going to be a solid victory for me. So very, very happy with how that turned out. That game, I didn't even capture all the things on here. The first 3 turns, I felt luck. I've never had luck that bad, or I've rarely had luck that bad. And then the last few turns, most everything went my way, with the exception of when I charged my general's unit in. Still, can't complain. So we're 4 games in the tournament, and I have 4 victories. And I'm actually, it turns out later, I was the leading point scorer at this point. There was one person 2 points behind me, and then the Lizardman player that I play all the time was a few points behind him. But for the most part, I was in the lead at this point, so cannot complain about that.